Hello, dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. So, today we will discuss about the same unit, that is family from your sociology subject. Okay, so we have already discussed till the types of family. Okay, so I'll deal today I'll deal with the other portion of the same unit of your sociology subject, that is marriage. We have already discussed till the types of family. Next we'll discuss about the marriage. So marriage is an institution which admits men and women to family life. Okay, marriage is an institution which admits men and women to a family life. So you can say marriage is one of the universal social institution which established to control and regulate the life of mankind. Okay, life of mankind, which is closely associated with the institution of family. In fact, both institutions are complementary to each other, which is an institution. Marriage is an institution with different complications in different cultures. Okay, marriage is a stable relationship in which a man and a woman are socially permitted to have children, implying the right to sexual relations. Okay, so which is a ritual enjoyed the husband to regard his wife as a God given gift. Okay, so it is a stable relationship where a man and woman are socially permitted. Okay, socially permitted to having a relationship and having a child, having a sexual relations and having a child, which is permitted by the socially permitted by society. Okay, it is a stable relationship in which a man and a woman are socially permitted to have children, implying the right to sexual relations. Okay, it is a ritual enjoyed the husband to regard his wife as a God given gift. It's an institution which admits men and women to family life. Okay, so marriage has a marriage main purposes and functions, and the forms may be different from society to society, but it is present everywhere as an institution. Okay, as an institution uh, which is one of the universal social institution which is established to control and regulate the life of mankind. Okay, so next we'll discuss about the definitions of marriage. So according to Malinowski, marriage is defined as a contract for the production and maintenance of the children. Okay, so what's he stated? Marriage is defined as a contract. Marriage is defined as a contract for for the production and maintenance of the children. Okay, then according to Horton and Hunt, marriage is defined as the approved social pattern whereby two or more persons establish a family. Okay, two or more persons establish a family. Next we will discuss about the several forms of marriage. So there are several forms of marriage. First I will discuss about the polyandry. Polyandry is one of the forms of marriage. Polyandry we have already discussed about the polyandry family. Okay, so where one wife and many husbands are there in that family. So polyandry marriage, it is a form of marriage which is again classified into two types: fraternal polyandry, and second classification is non-fraternal polyandry. We will discuss one by one, okay, in next. So second form, that is polygyny. Polygyny, it is a form of marriage, another form of marriage, okay. It has also two types, okay. So that is a sororal polygyny, and second one is non-sororal polygyny. The next form of marriage, that is monogamy, then companionate marriage, and experimental marriage. So these are the several forms of marriage. So we will discuss one by one. First one is polyandry. So polyandry, which is a form of marriage whereas one woman marries more than one man at a given time, which is a form of marriage is further divided. It is further divided into two, as a for fraternal polyandry and non-fraternal polyandry. So polyandry family we have already discussed. In this type of marriage, in this form of marriage, where one woman marries more than one man at a given time, okay. So again, polyandry is divided into two. First one is fraternal polyandry and second one is non-fraternal polyandry. So in fraternal polyandry, it is a form of marriage whereas one man marries more than one man. One woman marries more than one man at a given time, those who are related as brothers by birth, okay. So here what occurs: one woman marries more than one man at a given time, those who are related as brothers by birth, okay. Those are related as brothers by birth, okay. So the children are treated as the offsprings of the eldest brother. So their children will be treated as the offsprings of the eldest brother, okay. So in the non-fraternal polyandry, this is the form of marriage whereas one woman marries more than one man, okay, at a given time, same as a fraternal, but a little difference is there. So what is the difference? One woman marries more than one man at a given time, those who are not related as brothers by birth, okay. But in fraternal polyandry, here the woman marries more than one man at a given time, who are related as brothers by birth, related as brothers by birth. But in non-fraternal polyandry, here women are marries more than man, but those are not related as brothers by birth, okay. So these are the difference between the fraternal polyandry and non-fraternal polyandry. Next, we'll discuss about the polygyny. Polygyny, where what occurs in this type of in this type of marriage. So this is a form of marriage where one man marries more than one woman at a given time, okay. It has also divided into two. It has two form, again divided into two form. First one is sororal polygyny and second one is non-sororal polygyny. So in sororal polygyny, which is a form of marriage where in one man marries more than one woman at a given time, those are related as sisters by birth. Okay, so one man marries more than one woman, okay, more than one woman at a given time, those are related as sisters by birth. Okay, but in non-sororal polygyny, it is the opposite of sororal polygyny. Okay, in non-sororal polygyny, what happens? One man marries more than one woman at a given time, those are not related as sisters by birth. Those are not related. But in sororal polygyny, those are related as sisters by birth. But in non-sororal polygyny, sisters are not related by birth. Okay. Then we'll go to the next slide. The next form is monogamy. Monogamy, where wherein one man marries one woman at a time. Okay, so in monogamy form of marriage, uh, where one man marries one woman at a time, so this is the leading form of marriage. Its advantages are now well recognized. Okay, so which produce the highest types of affection and sincere devotion. This affection between parents and children, and between children themselves, is more wholesome under this monogamy. So in what occurs in monogamy, one man marries only one woman at a time. Okay, at a time, so which is a leading form of marriage. Next, we'll discuss about the companionate marriage. Okay, so this type of marriage of two persons, there the marriage of two persons on the understanding that as long as there are no children. Okay, so the marriage may be dissolved simply by mutual consent. Okay, so this is a type of marriage where two persons on the understanding that as long as there are no children, okay, the marriage may be dissolved simply by mutual consent. Then experimental marriage. So in this type of marriage, a man and a woman may be allowed to lead marital life temporarily in order to find out if they can settle down permanently in matrimonial relation. Okay, so here a man and a woman may be allowed to lead marital life temporarily. Okay, temporarily, to find out if they can settle down permanently in matrimonial relations. Okay, so this is known as experimental form of marriage. Okay, so if they find that they have well matched personality, then they may enter into permanent marriage relations. Okay, relationships. Otherwise, they can differ from each other. Okay, so this is known as experimental marriage. Then next we'll see about the what are all the main functions of the marriage. So these are the important functions of marriage. We'll discuss one by one. So marriage will help to regulate sex life and sex relations of the individual, which helps to establish family formation, which helps to establish family formation. Okay, so it regulate sex life of the human being, and it helps to make sex relations of the individual. Okay, so which will helps to establish family, which will help to establish the family formation. Okay, so uh, marriage consists the couple to establish family by procreation. To establish it insists the family, it insists the couple to establish family by procreation. Marriage will provide economic cooperation. It helps to provide economic cooperation. Then it helps to develop intense love and affection towards each other. Towards each other means within the wife and husband. Okay, so marriage will help to intellectual cooperation among them. It helps to intellectual cooperation. It will help to cooperate each other. Okay, intellectual cooperation among husband and wife. Okay, so it helps to minimize the social distance between groups. So, on the basis of choice of mate or on the basis of rules of mate selection, marriage may be divided into two types. Okay, so endogamous marriage and exogamous marriage, there are two main classification. Okay, on the basis of choice of mates, on the basis of rules of mate selection. So on the basis of choice made or on the basis of rules of choice made, there are main two types: endogamous marriage and exogamous marriage. So again it has a again endogamous marriage has four classification, that is caste endogamy, then subcaste endogamy, then third one is varna endogamy, and fourth one is tribal endogamy. Then under the exogamous marriage, it has again classified into five types. Okay, so first one is gotra exogamy, second one is pravara exogamy, third one is sapinda exogamy, fourth one is village exogamy, and fifth one is anuloma or pratiloma, you can say. This is the last classification of exogamy marriage. Okay, so we will discuss one by one. So endogamous marriage, which is the first classification of marriage on the basis of choice of mates or on the basis of the rules of the mate selection. Okay, so which is classified into four. First classification, which is first we'll discuss about the endogamy. Endogamy is also known as endogamous marriage, which refers to the marriage within one's own group, such as within one's own caste, subcaste, own caste, subcaste, varna, and tribe. Okay, so it has four classification. We'll discuss one by one. First classification is caste endogamy. Caste endogamy, which is a type of endogamous marriage where marriage takes place within one own caste. Okay, within one's own caste. If the marriage will takes place within one's own class, own caste. Okay, the marriage in which the marriage takes place within one's own caste. Okay, that is caste endogamy, that is known as caste endogamy. The caste endogamy is a type of endogamous marriage in which marriage takes place within one's own caste. Okay, so in a caste based society, endogamy is strictly followed. Okay, in the where it is following where it followed in the caste based society, mostly followed in the caste based society. So where the members of each caste marry within its own caste group only. Okay, so the members of each caste, they get married within the same caste. Okay, same caste group. So this is known as caste endogamy. The next classification of endogamous marriage, that is subcaste endogamy. So subcaste endogamy is another type of endogamous marriage where a caste based society, each caste is divided into many subcaste. Okay, each caste divided into many subcaste. So like a caste, each subcaste is also known as also an endogamous unit. Okay, in subcaste endogamy marriage, which takes place within one's subcaste only. Okay, so where the subcaste endogamy marriage takes place within the one's subcaste only. Okay, so next we'll discuss about the Varna endogamy. For Varna endogamy is another type of endogamous marriage where the traditional Indian society we found the existence of four Varna. Okay, four Varna, that is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. Okay, there are four Varnas. You can say there are four varnas in our traditional Indian society. We found in our Indian society, there are four types of varna. First one is Brahmin, second one is Kshatriya, third one is Vaishya, and fourth one is Sudra. Okay, so here in Varna endogamy, the choice of mate is restricted. Okay, choice of mate is mate means partner. Okay, is restricted to one's own Varna only. Okay, they can get married only one's own Varna. Okay. There is some restriction, they are restricted to choose their life partner from another varna. Okay, so next the last classification of endogamous marriage, that is tribal endogamy. So here tribe is a territorial group. Okay, tribe is a territorial group, so in this type of endogamous marriage where in which the choice of mate is restricted to one's own tribe group. Okay, own tribal group, they can choose their life partner from their own group of tribe. So like caste tribe is also an endogamous unit. Okay, so here in this type of endogamous marriage, the choice of mate is restricted to one's own tribal group. Okay, so these are all about the endogamous marriage. There are four classifications: caste endogamy, subcaste endogamy, varna endogamy and tribal endogamy. So next we'll discuss about the exogamous marriage. So exogamous marriage is just opposite to the endogamy or endogamous marriage system. So which refers to a system of marriage where an individual has to marry outside one's own group. Okay, an individual has to marry can marry from outside of his own group. Okay, so that is like gotra, prabhara. Okay, gotra, prabhara, sapinda or village. Okay, so where there are several forms of exogamy are there. Forms of what are they? 5 forms of exogamies are there. Exogamous marriage are there. That is we'll discuss one by one. So first one is gotra exogamy. So gotra exogamy, which is also refers to clan. Okay, so here the members of particular gotra or can say clan supposed to have close blood relation among themselves. So hence according to Gotra exogamy, one has to marry outside one's own Gotra. Okay, one has to marry outside one's own Gotra. So he can marry from from his own Gotra. Okay, he has to marry uh, according to Gotra exogamy. Gotra exogamy is telling about one has to marry outside owns one one's own one Gotra. Okay, he has to marry outside one's own Gotra. So this is also refers to clan. Okay, here the members of a particular Gotra have to have close blood relations among themselves. Okay, so these are all about the Gotra exogamy. Next we'll discuss about the Pravara exogamy. So it means you can say siblings. Okay, Pravara means siblings, where people are originating from a common scent are said to belong to a particular Pravara. Okay, Pravara means siblings. Okay, according to Pravara exogamy, one has to marry outside one's own Pravara. Okay, one has to get married from outside one's own Pravara. Marriage within Pravara is forbidden. Okay, so here Pravara means siblings. So here according to this exogamy, one one person has to marry outside one's own Pravara. Okay, then next we'll discuss about the Sapinda exogamy. So Sapinda means lineage, you can say lineage. Okay, L-I-N-E-A-Z, lineage. So people belonging to 5 generations from father side and 3 or 7 generation from mother side are also known as Sapindas. So Sapindas means lineage where people belonging to 5 generation from father side and 3 or 7 generation from mother side are known as Sapindas. Okay, so where they are believed to belong to a particular Pinda. Okay, so hence according to Sapinda exogamy, where marriage within one's own Sapinda is forbidden. Okay, so they are supposed to marry outside one's own own Sapninda. Okay, Sapinda. So here in this type of exogamy, marriage within one's own Sapinda is forbidden. Then next we'll discuss about the village exogamy. So village exogamy is according to these principles, marriage within one's own village is forbidden. Okay, so each and every society prescribes certain rules relating to marriage. So some societies put several restrictions on marriage among kins, whereas some other societies allow marriages between a limited number of kins. Okay, so here according to these principles, marriage within one's own village is forbidden. Okay, next we will discuss about the Anuloma or Pratiloma. Anuloma or Pratiloma. So sociologists have again classified marriage into Anuloma and Pratiloma. So it has again it has again classified into 2: Anuloma marriage, okay, and Pratiloma marriage. So Anuloma marriage is also known as hypergamy. When a man of a higher caste when a man of higher caste or Varna marries a woman of lower caste, we can say Varna. Caste is also known as Varna, you can say. Okay, so when a man of higher caste marries a woman of lower caste, it is called as anuloma, or you can say hypergamy marriage. Okay, so in traditional Indian society, in traditional Indian society, hypergamy is also known as anuloma. Okay, so this was in practice among the nobles in the past. Okay, so in Bengal it was found in this type of marriages. Okay, so in Bengal it was found in the form of colonism. Okay, so anuloma means what we taught. So anuloma, where a man a man from higher caste marries to a lower caste woman. Okay, a higher caste man marries to a lower caste woman, that is anuloma. And in pratiloma marriage, so where a man of lower caste, or you can say lower status, marries a woman with a higher caste. Okay, higher caste or higher status, so it is also known as pratiloma or hypogamy marriage. Pratiloma marriage, or you can say hypogamy, that is in anuloma that is called hypergamy, and in pratiloma that is hypergamy. Anuloma or hypergamy, you can say. And in pratiloma you can say pratiloma marriage is also known as hypogamy. Okay, so in hypergamy, there is a higher caste man marries to a lower caste woman, but in pratiloma a lower caste man marries a woman of higher caste, it's known as pratiloma. So this is not an approved form of marriage. So ancient Hindu law giver menu denounced pratiloma. Still it is practiced among the people. Okay,